Hello, hello, hello. Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we are going to work on this piece here. I got these two items at Golden Corral when we went out to eat for our anniversary earlier this month. And so I'm going to use those to make kind of a unique piece for this long page. Well, the other side of it anyway. So the sneaky peek is right here. Oh, now I did a video on this and everybody seemed to love it. It's where I took just scraps and I ripped them. I had a few that I had stamped on, and then some had like different pattern looks to them. But yeah, it turned out really cool. And I made these big eggs just drawing, and then we speckled them. And I had a little bit of it was like a fish net I had outside, and it had been out there in the weather for ages, like a couple years. So it was kind of coming apart. So I just stuck a couple pieces up underneath there, if you can see that. But I just kind of shaped it, and I will link this at the end in case you wanted to see this again. And I just cut out that big blue jay. He's got like a acorn in his mouth. And down here I have a thrush. It says a long humming whistle, simple but haunting, hanging in the air in cool northwestern forests. I'm not sure if we have any of those around here. We used to have a whippoorwill. When I was young, we had a whippoorwill that was up in the corner of our, like a field, up at the tree line. And it was just a haunting kind of sound, but it was so cool. Now, he was up there for years, and I don't know whatever happened to him. Just, I guess, too many houses or something got around him, and he just kind of went away. Now, I printed these two pieces. I wasn't sure which one I wanted for the cover of my two pieces here. So I printed this from Woodland Silver. She's on Etsy, and this is one of her wildflowers digitals. I think she has about 3 or 4 of them, but they're really gorgeous. They have these different pieces. Like this is like one of 5 or 6 overall pieces for like a full page. And then you have so many of these, and you've got a couple of corner pockets, and she has so much that goes with this kit. It's really beautiful. I mean, let's look at it. And of course, it had a butterfly. So we're going to use this to pull in those 2 butterflies. Now, this, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one. I may even save this to go in a couple of pockets somewhere. So I thought instead I might use that. The only thing is I wanted to use pinks. Now, I pulled out this green from another paper pad because it goes really well with the background. But then, and then I was going to stamp on it. And we may just stamp on it and put that down in the pockets. But I thought, well, that might get lost. And so I decided I would rather probably do this. So it looks like it's a full field kind of a deal. Because this is the page we're working with. It's the other side of this page with the butterfly on it. So it goes just like that. And you can see where the glue was, if you can see the little lines in here. And wasn't really crazy about that. So I wanted to do something about it. All right, so let's see what we need to do. Now, like I said, these came from Golden Corral. They are 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4, something like that. And what I want to do is take it, put one like this way, and then one like that way. And then I've got a whole container of these circles that I've punched out from like little leftover pieces, just so I wouldn't waste it. And we're going to use a couple of those and create like policy closure. So these are going to like fold up like this, and I'm going to put a policy closure circle on here. And we're going to go up on this end and do the same thing. And I'm going to try to use this floss. This is number 3716, if anybody's interested. I wanted like a color that matched over here. And I want to be able to possibly like attach it up here, go there, go up here, and then come down here. something different, you know. I'm trying to go in that aspect. Okay, so let's get these two covered, and I'm going to set this to the side. And then at the end, I'm going to show you the faux leather I was trying to do the other day in the last video. I was telling you I was going to show you how that turned out. Okay, so we want to try to fold this the same length. Looks like I got a big wrinkle in this one. We're going to cover this as well because it's a very thin paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure this one out to be the same as the other. And yeah, just about like that. Now you can get plain ones. I've gone to Applebee's and got these before. And like I said, Golden Corral has them. And I think you can actually buy them. There's a silverware pocket, I think is what they're called. I know you can probably get them on Amazon. So I believe somebody else I talked to got them there. All right, now let's see what we need to do. Do I want to try to put these two together? I would have to avoid this rippy kind of edge. I don't really think I want that on there. Although I do have a deckled edge that Tommy gave me, so we might use that. So, because this is all purple, and I don't know that I want that in this piece. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start cutting. So here's the decal edge cutter. And you slide that in here, and I'm going to try to line it up with the edge here. There we go. And I want to thank everybody for coming to visit, to see what I'm doing today, that kind of stuff. Something different, a little different. I know I've done some of these before, but, you know, I had been thinking about this and thought, yeah, I definitely want to do this because it's the way I'm going to end up doing it. It's going to be a little different, and I'm going to guess where that's actually at. Is that right on the money? It's close. Let's see. Yep, that's just about where I want it. So let me get rid of that. Now I'll use this other piece for something. And quite possibly these might be short pockets, or tags, I mean. All right, so let's go ahead, cut this off, and this off. And I may end up doing some kind of little roundy business down here because of, see that little difference? We'll do this and see if that helps. Now, to tell you the truth, I could use that little extra piece over there for the tops. That might be what I do. Okay, yep, I like that. That covers it about all the way. And now I have this other piece. Let me shake the goodies off of it. I have this other piece, and I'm going to see about exactly where I want it to be. I want to get that flower particularly and that butterfly. So let's do that and that. See how it helps. It's always good to have different digitals on, file, so you have different things to choose from. And I'm always wanting to use what I've got, so I can make the most out of my money, of what I paid for it. Though this digital is not very expensive at all. She's very, very reasonable in her prices. Okay, that makes a pretty cool tag. All I gotta do is put a butterfly on it. Okay, so I have to cut it off about right there. I might want to come back a little bit because I got to cut the bottom off too. Now, let's see what I got. Is it about even? I think so. Well, I think a little bit more up here. And that ought to do it. There. Now I gotta do the corners. And all we got to do now is ink. Now, I want to do 2 pieces for this area. And that's going to be a hard one to do. I'm probably going to have to still do the decal. Let's see what else we want to do here. I'm going to have something on it, so I don't know that I want to use up that pretty one. Now this one, where's my 2 pieces? Yeah, that might work. Now, more than likely, with something like this, you're going to probably do that. That's the easiest way to get around it. Now, this kind of paper is pretty soft, you know. This stuff, I don't know what it's made out of, but yeah, I gotta give it enough room to do the cuts. But I want a white edge. Okay, let's see what that does, if I can see that. Let's go ahead and cut straight across first. Okay. And then cut this edge. Goodness, that cat in there. She gets so excited when Roger gets here. it's his baby. Okay. Now let's see about doing the edges. Yeah, it's a little bit of prep work with this one. I'm trying to see where my line is. I think that's it. That right there. And then, yeah. What in the world? All right, I think I see it. I think it's right there. And then these 2 corners. It's hard for me to see where I actually drew on there. All right. Okay, and because this is going to be up like that, because I want to be able to see that bottom, I'm going to probably have it up about this far. As you can see, that red is showing. So I'm going to take a little thin piece of scrap paper that I've got, and I'm actually going to cover that down there, which will also strengthen that just a tad. But yeah, I'm just going to put it across there like that. It'll be underneath. It won't be all the way from one side to the other. It'll be underneath the decal edged piece. So that's all we need to do. Put that down and rub it just a tad to get it in there. Do the same with this side. Another way to use up your scraps. It's always a good thing. I've got some building up, so I'm going to have to do a few things with them to get them out of the way. There we go. Now, I just changed my mind about doing any kind of inking on this because I really like that white outline, as you can see. it'll kind of make it pop off of that green page over there that we're working with, as you can see here, because this is almost exactly the same color. All right, so we're going to go ahead, take this and just glue it down. Go ahead and get this one done. I'm not too sure that this project is going to take me very long, because I'm not sure. There's too much detail work that's going to go with it. Just the part about the cutting is the part you're going to have to make exact. Okay, I'm probably going to have to take some pieces of this envelope and also glue them down. Now I got to remember, one is going to be up and one is going to be down as well. So I can't let that go out of thought. Sometimes I do and I mess it up. All right, so that's done. You also have a piece back here that may or may not have to be worried about. So I usually just go ahead and throw my piece. That one little piece up there is the one that will get on your nerves, because that will be part of this, as you can see. So we want to make sure that part gets taken care of. Yeah, like that. Now, that part goes up. And then all we have to do is take this piece and go over top of it. And yeah, and then there's going to be a circle on here. And I'll tell you what, instead of us putting that on yet, I'm going to actually put the brad, which I still need a brad, and the circles on here first. Then I'll glue it down. Yeah, this piece is going in the opposite direction. So it's going to be in this orientation. All right. I want to thank all my subscribers and viewers. I've been picking up quite a few extra subscribers lately, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I know everybody's busy this week, so you know, I just appreciate any time that anybody can take out to watch any of my videos. I really, really appreciate it, whatever time you're able, because life is busy anymore, isn't it? Whoops, I'm trying to move this just a little bit. Well, it's still not straight. Let me put some more on here. Yeah, life is pretty much busy. You think back in the time of your grandparents or great-grandparents and wonder, you know, what all they did. But they had a lot to do too. But nowadays, you got to keep up with the bills. You got to keep up with the insurance policies. You know, winterizing and stuff your house. Sometimes they didn't do much to their houses over there in West Virginia, because there's usually nothing left of them by the time I try to go over there and look at one. That might have been one of my family's. I know the old X-shaped house, that got burnt down. And that was the one that my grandparents moved out of to come over here. Now, my grandfather was a carpenter, so he built that house for Grandma. And she loved it. I mean, she didn't want to move out of it. But she had to come with him and move with the rest of the family, because he wanted to get out of West Virginia and those coal mines. And then some of the other family did finally start trickling along after them. Actually, her brother had already went over before that, and he talked them into coming. All right, let's see. Is that all I've got to mess with here? So, I got one up and one down. And now, I'm going to go ahead and make me a mark here somewhere where I know this piece that goes inside needs to be. So let's move this over a little bit. It's going to be about like that. And then it needs to be this length, right? Yeah, about like it. So let me go over there and cut 2 of those. All right, I cut them at 2 5/8, but it's going to depend on your size of your room inside of the pocket. Not all of these are made the same size, so you might even have one that's a little different than the other, and they look exactly the same. All right, so we got these 2 done. We're going to open up, and I think most of these are, let me get are this size, which is a 1-inch punch. I've got some larger ones, but I don't know that I even want to mess with those. Let's see what I got in here. See, I've got some really large ones. Now there's a sort of a green. I don't want purple. I'm trying to get all the same colors that... Oh, that's got a little blue in it as well. I want 2 nice pieces for the front, basically. Now those 2 are about the same right there. So then I need to find ones that are just whatever, because I want to stack a few together. Now that's a kind of a different color. Okay, 1. Sometimes I'll cut just solid white pieces out. It just depends. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a purple one and this one. I think that's what we'll go with. All right. Anytime I have Stamperia paper, I'll usually cut these out. And they really go a long way. I mean, as you can see, I've hardly used any. All right. Now, go ahead and get my glue. And we're going to use this as our top piece. And we're just going to glue them all together. I'll show you one stack, and then I'll do the other one off camera. So you just keep gluing. Oops. Usually I'll run my finger around the outside so you can kind of see. You can also run some ink around them if you prefer. Okay. And then I'll just kind of rub the edges down. Yeah, and then I'll do another one. So for this part, I'm definitely going to run some ink on here just to get rid of the white. I feel like with this it cheapens it if the white is showing. So we'll just do like that on both of them. This one, a little bit of the other color is showing, but I think that will be fine. Okay, there's that. Now I need to find my crocodile and 2 brats. I think for this we're going to go for these gold ones. Now these are the ones you can get at Walmart that have a lot of them in a container. But I'm going for them because they got a nice flat top. And that'll keep the bulk down. So then we have our crocodile. And I'm going to actually put a dot where I think the very center is on this circle. About like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take my crocodile that has a large hole punch, like a regular size hole punch, and then it's got a smaller one. And I think the smaller one might be the one we're going to go for. We'll try it and then see. And it doesn't always punch that great. And then we'll put that in there. Yeah, that'll work. So let's do that on the next one. And I'm just trying to find that little circle right through this hole here. So it'll have me right in the center. There. And that's that's all I need with that. And then we're going to put this down. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and mash it with the end of my tweezers here, just so it looks like it's down flat as it can go. Okay, there. Now, did I do that correctly? You know, I think I did that wrong. I need to have one more circle for each side. I swear I do that every time. Okay, so I've got 2 more circles here. And what that's going to be is the part that gets glued down. And you're not going to glue it to these other 4 that were put together. You're going to actually glue it to the base here. Yeah, that's where it's going to be. Okay. Let's see if I can get these together. Now, I'm going to have to remash it. That's okay. Sorry, I'm kind of quiet today. I had to run out to the doctor just so he could, check on my face. That got cut on the other week. And I guess I got up a little early. I don't like early. Okay, now what we're going to do is finish off our pieces. So this right here can get glued down right there, and vice versa. So we're going to take this and run our glue all the way around the outside like that. And then we're going to come in here and put it as dead center as we can. And as you can see, it's not right on the money because these are not made, the same. Okay, now I'm going to definitely go this way. All right, and there. Whoa, that one's a little bigger, but I think it'll work. I'm going to burnish it down. I'm going to clip off that little extra piece right there, and I think there's one on this side, but I may have covered it. Yeah. All right, now this gets to go down. And you're just going to glue the whole outside and as close to the inside as you want. You can even glue over top of that if you choose. So that's going to go right there. I'm going to set me a little paperweight on it while I do the other one. Okay, now, actually I'm going to set these over here a little bit, and they're going to be drying while I'm going to be doing the stamping for these. All right, let's see which way I want to go here. Let's do like that. Then I can get one on top of the other. There. Now, I have a little butterfly stamp that I'm wanting to use on this. And then we'll cut this down and maybe do a little inking on the outside edge. Right, Phyllis? All right, now the stamp pad that we're using today is a Papillon CMS 106, and I'm using this cool up and down one because it's got butterflies and moths on it, and then it's got like the names of them, and then it's even got a plate number down there. I don't think that I'm going to need the little one. It's not going to quite fit, but we might use the Paris and London and all that. Yeah, that would take care of the whole thing. All right, I'm pretty sure that I've told you about this before, but if you have a pigment ink, say an oxide, like this, no, it's not, like this, and you have a clear embossing powder, you can make all kinds of different colors if you have different inks like this. And instead of getting all these different embossing powder colors, you could just use that. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this black pigment ink here. And we're going to put the clear embossing powder over it, and then we'll heat it. And you'll get to see that it works just the same way as if I was to choose and use, say, this one, which is a black embossing powder. And depending on how much money you're able to spend on things like that, it would help you out in the long run. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this one on top, and then the Paris on the bottom, and then we're going to switch it for the other one. And I'm just pushing down for a little bit just to let the ink go in. Now see, it's not quite as dark as I want it to be, but I think it's okay. See how it turned out? Actually, you can read it pretty good. Now, if you press too hard when you're stamping, sometimes it's going to smear, or the little rubber pieces will kind of foot out from it, and you're not going to get a good stamp. A lot of times you don't have to push it that hard, but you want to leave the stamp on there for like up to 5 seconds. You know, a good bit of time for it to go in and sink into the paper. A lot of times it depends on your paper too, about how long you have to leave it on there. There's some papers that will suck in the ink a lot faster, and then there's some, especially if it's like coated, I don't think it works as well on a coated paper, like the real shiny ones. So that's what you have to look out for. Now, if you're going to do something on something really shiny, then there's a different type of ink you need to use, and it's called Stays On. And the name of it's kind of like what it does. It stays on. So that will work on, I don't know that it works on vellum. It probably does, but it will work on your acetate, and it works on plastics. I mean, it works on quite a bit of things. I'm sure it's on the paper, on the back of the package, on what all it does. All right. Oh gosh, that's right. I was showing you that this was going to be something with... and I forgot all about it. I forgot I was supposed to be showing you this. Let's see if it's still a little wet. No. This might be. Look at me. I'm telling you one thing. Now I can see a little bit on there, so I think it might still be wet. This one, I don't think it is. Well, yeah, it picked it up on those. I don't think it's doing it on the butterflies, though. Actually, it picked it up on that one pretty good. Was this the first one I did? Maybe that's why. Let's see if it'll catch. Yeah, I think it was like the first one I did. All right, well, we're going to see what we can get out of that. Oh, I got some on here. Okay, so we're going to take our heat gun, and we're going to heat this up, and you'll see, like right in here especially, that it's going to darken, and it darkens really nicely. Got to get it going to where your heat's starting to circulate. Just watch your hands that you don't get it too close. Now, it may roll up a little bit, and sometimes if you go underneath, it rolls it back. Plus, it heats through the paper, so it heats up faster. See how it popped? Yeah. So, I'm going to move my hands down to the lower side and see if I could do that. And see, it's rolling up on me a little bit down there, so we're going to go around to the back side and heat that. Now, this one butterfly, yeah, he just went. That one just went. Okay. Ooh, can't get my hands on it. All right. I'm going to heat the front just for a second or two. I'm going to go around to the back. Heat that. And sometimes if you have a lot of powder on here and you don't want it to blow around, You can heat it completely from the back side. Watch it. There we go. You just have to watch that you don't burn your paper. Let's see, it's curling. So I'm going to pop around here and get it and watch it turn. I'm going to leave it on this side. There it's going. Whee! Okay. There we go. Did I get it all? I'm going to make sure I got these wings right here. I didn't have it all the way. If you see it's still a little milky, then it's not quite there yet. I think everything else looks good. Yeah. Set that over there so it can cool down. And we're going to go ahead and, I think we'll just use the medium, the 7mm on the corners. Like that. And this. Now this is sort of a thinner piece of paper. It's not quite cardstock weight. So as you can see, it's still bending a little bit. But it will straighten out. If you like roll your hand over it like that, it will start to reform. You'll train it again, you know, like that. Kind of bend it just a little bit in the opposite direction. Okay. I think I got some powder on my boards. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. You know, it's like glitter. You're always going to get a little bit on your board. I'm going to take my scorched timber ink and we're going to go ahead and go around the outside edge just to give it a little finish. This is going to be inside the pocket, so it might not be that you even need to worry about it. Now I'm trying to think of a way to pull this out of the pocket, because the way I've got the tops on these, I don't know that you're going to be able to get in there to get to these. So we're going to have to look at that and see if we can troubleshoot it. I love to troubleshoot. I love to do anything like that you have to figure something out, you know. I've always been one that likes to do think outside of the box kind of challenges. Those type of things. I like a puzzle. All right. Let's see what we got here. This dry for me? I think it did. Yeah. So now what we want to do is see about, this is the one that goes this way, and see about this. Now see, if you put that all the way down in there, you're not going to be able to get to it. Now one way to take care of that issue is to either staple or glue a ribbon on the top, because remember, this part has to fold like that. So you can't put anything in there, it has to stick up. You have to put something that's malleable, that will bend with the concept here. So there's that, or you could like maybe cut this part down. I don't know that I want to do that though, because there's, you know, you want to have a little bit of strength. Let's try the ribbon. All right, we're going to actually take and punch us a little tiny hole with that little tiny hole punch again, right up here, and try to get it as centered as you can. I think that's good. Yep. Then we're going to take our little bit of ribbon, and I don't know if these are long enough. I might have to cut more, but we're going to tie. We're going to tie this, I believe. Is it going to, I think it's going to stick up enough. I'll have to see. Actually, I don't know that is going to be enough. We're going to use these for something else. Let me get some more of my ribbon. We're going to pop it up there this time. Yeah. We're going to put another inch on it because I think we're going to need it. Okay. So what we're going to do is put it in here like we usually do. Regular tags. I don't know what this this form of a tie is called. I'm not really sure. But we're going to do it like that. And that's where you can actually get this in and out if you wanted to. Oh gosh, it didn't even go up in there. Now my frog, what is that? Blind Frog Ranch has finally come back on. And I'm loving it. They're only like 50 miles or something from Skinwalker Ranch, where all the cow mutilations and stuff go on. Now, they're over for the season. I don't think they're coming back on for another, 6 months maybe. But I love that one too. They're always finding something to talk about, just like Oak Island, the mystery or the Curse of Oak Island. I love that one. I love the metal detector guy, Gary. He is always finding something, and he's so positive. He is something else. Okay, now what we need to do, these are going to work out just right, because see, it's going to go in there, and I still got that little bit poking up. And I think that'll be fine, fine, fine. Now, we got to get it on our page and figure something else out. There's another little thing to figure out with this layout that I'm going to do. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I boinged something there. Okay, let's get that off of there. And make sure we haven't messed anything up. I haven't tied anything into a signature yet. I actually have to make a piece for the hidden signature, and I'm still working on that part. Okay, so this has to go down like this. This has to go down like this. Now, my thing that I've got to figure out is that I want to hook this cord. And how am I wanting to do that? It could be that I go from this one. The hell, is that right? Okay. So I'm trying to think how I wanted to do that, because I kind of wanted to get it to do a little X design in there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to do that. Let me think about it a minute. All right, I'm not going to worry about that. That idea or concept, I don't believe is going to work here. So I'm going to just have it go from there and then down to here. And it's just going to be a loose string that's going to tie those two together and keep them shut. I think that's how it would work. Like it would be here, and then it's going to come down to here and hold this one shut. I don't know if that would hold them shut though. So I may have to go up underneath of somebody. Okay, I figured it out. We're going to go just from this to this, and the reason I was hesitating was because nothing is holding these flaps down to keep them steady. I think if I put this one circle, and I can't find another green one, I must have only cut a few out. I'm going to put that one down in the center, like here, and glue it right in the middle in this crack. And I think I can like weave it under. And like if I just put a dot of glue in the center, I think that'll work for us. So we're going to try that. So let's go ahead and get this glued down. And we're going from the outside, glue this one first and then this one. Just so we kind of know what we got to work with size-wise. My husband, he's out there getting a bunch more wood in. We've been burning quite a bit of it lately because it's been in 30s and 40s. Today got pretty warm though. I was happy about that. You know, when you get old, you have certain bones and things that just kind of start hurting. and they won't quit. And the cold is usually the thing that does it. I'm pretty sure there's arthritis on Mom's Thomas side of the family. So she doesn't complain about it very much, though. So I'm not sure if she's gotten any. But because she keeps herself busy, I'll tell you that. She's moving. She's got this, of course, you know, that your general practitioner, as soon as you say something's not feeling good, you're going to send you to a physical therapist. So they've been sending her to a physical therapist. And I'm thinking, why do you even need one? As much as you do outside in your flower garden, I don't understand why you need one. So, yeah, she was talking about that. I said, yeah, okay. I guess he's getting something out of it. A kickback, who knows? So there we go. Trying to make sure everything's down. Let me do a little bit of this kind of work with it. Burnish it. That usually pushes that glue in there for you. So it would behoove you, where's that word from? It would behoove you to get one of these from the Dollar Tree, or one of the sticks. I think I got this from Michael's for a couple bucks. So all of those things, those are like one of the things you should probably have in your craft room, because it really helps to push these things down. All right. I have no idea what that is. It feels like a sticky area. And there is an eraser, they say, is at the Dollar Tree, that is something that will erase gum and extra, the excess glue that seeps out. Yeah, so you can get something for that. Now, I'm going to stick this down right here. I think that's the center. And I'm going to hold it down with the end of my pencil, I think. Because I only want that one little place to stick, basically. Now, you can actually, like I said, you can get in here and ink if you want to. If you don't like that it's so white, you can do something there. But I have these white elements over here, as you can see, where the shine is coming out on the flower. And I thought, oh, well, that will help and work for this concept over here, because then you're going back and forth. If you're looking at this white, that's going to pull you over to look at this white. And that's all the joy of being able to put different colors together. They're going to help you bounce around the page and look at different elements. Now I'm going to have to get here and figure out where I want to cut this. So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and go right down here. I don't know if this is one piece or two or what's going on here, but I think it'll be all right. I can braid it if I wanted to. I think it'll be okay if we knot it. I think that's what we'll do. Do a little tiny knot on each end. Now you can put a little bead on here if you wanted to. Anything else you thought might decorate it up. Little charms. Something that might be flat that wouldn't get too bulky. Okay. Whoops. I didn't glue that down quite right, but there we go. Now, I think that'll do the trick. This can get up out of the way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill our pockets. Do you know what? I put this on the wrong end. It should have been down here. That's all right. You know how it is with me. I didn't think it through. So that can get pushed all the way down in there. Like that. And see, you got that little bit sticking out. I think that's far enough down in there to work. And then we're going to come up to this end, and we're going to do the same thing. And as you can see, we have that nice little shine to it where it's been embossed. Yep. So that'll make it, it'll protect it even more. And then, of course, this is where you can journal. So there we go. And we're going to push that down in there. Now, there's something that's not quite working. Let's see. And if that's the case, get in there with your ruler. And what is going on? Okay. Let's see if that fixed it. I don't know if it's where I pushed down there real hard, or if some of the glue seeped in from me doing that seam at the back. It may have been that. All right, so now we're going to fold that over. Yeah. Then we're going to fold this one over. Yeah. We're going to start with this one. And see, the gold glitter here and the gold brad work right with each other. All right, so you wind it around there. And I'm thinking if you wind it under that, that is going to help us hold together. And then if it's long enough like this, you can come back up around this one. And there we go. What do you think about that? Now, the concept I wanted to go with was to have like an X design. So I wanted it to go up underneath of here, the string, come down here, up there, and then come down here. So you had like a tuck area. But I don't think that was going to work right. I didn't really want to go over my picture and that sort of thing. But this is like an area that you could tuck something. I'm trying to find something to tuck. Let's just do this little piece of paper here. So you could put something under there like that and have it also showing as a little tag. Actually, this would work too because you've got that area under there. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, to put something in that. All right, well, I'm going to show you what I ended up with for the faux leather. And that is this piece here. Now, there is something we're going to have to do with it. Oops. I nailed the squirrel there. All right. So, as you can see, I put on a little bit more of those two darker colors and darkened it up a bit. And then I did some more water spray so it would kind of soak in. Now, you have this side that you can choose from, or you have a more mellow side, which is this one. And you can still see the little wrinkles and stuff. And actually, the opposite side is what I went with for the Craftly Haul Journal. And here's one more step to this. And that is to take a brush and go over it with some Mod Podge. Now, this is the matte one, but it still shines. You know, if you've used Mod Podge, it's still going to shine a little bit. But this is a treatment. I think you can use, what is it they say to use? Something to do with hand lotions. I don't know. I don't get into that. I get into this. But you have to remember, you're going with a wet subject matter here over top of a reactive ink. So don't go over too much, you know, over, because you're going to smear that ink all over the place. So you want to go like at least one or two and then move. Move down. But this is going to make a nice shiny appearance to where it looks like, and you can see it moving around now. See, it's picking up the ink. But yeah, this will make it look kind of authentic, to tell you the truth. All right, I'm going to just keep moving up through there. Now, this little piece I can probably use for something. I'll show it to you in the next video. I don't know if that one's going to come out before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, or after. Probably after. I have to take Mom to the doctor, or what is it I got to take her to? Yeah, I got to take her to a doctor Wednesday. And I got to cook my meal Wednesday night. And I got one coming out today, which is Monday. So you'll get to see that video, and then this one, and then I'll probably get back with you at the weekend so you can see how this turned out. Okay, let me put that right there. And yeah, see, it's kind of reacting to all the different inks, but I'll let you see what it looks like after it's all dried up and shiny and pretty, and we'll do something with this later on. Maybe this year, maybe next. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming to visit, and everybody take care. I know I'll talk to you after Thanksgiving, so everybody have a good one if you're celebrating, and if not, just have a great time with some family. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.